Hi children, how are you? Today we will learn the first chapter of EVS for third standard, that is our environment. So please tell me, where are you sitting children right now? Are you sitting on your bed or on the table or chair or else anywhere on the floor in your house? Have you ever asked a question to you? From where this material are made of? Your chair, your table and your bed or your floor? Where do we find them? Why we use them? Have you ever asked yourself? So let's become a CID and find out where it's come from. Now let us go outside of your home. What do you see out of your home? Maybe some tree, some pet animals like cat, duck or some goats. These things forms our environment. There are many things around us. They form our environment. There are rivers, streams, jungles, mountains. These trees, animals, rivers, streams, mountains, jungles, houses, roads and barren lands. The barren lands are the lands which do not produce any sort of crops. Together forms a part of our environment. This all things makes our environment. Now let us see a roadside stone and a sparrow. What is the difference between both of these things? The first, that is stone. It doesn't move. It requires 2 to 3 people to pick it up and move from one place to another. Instead of that, you see a sparrow. A sparrow lay eggs and then that eggs hatches into the young ones of a sparrow. So there is a big difference between the stone and a sparrow. A sparrow can fly anywhere, but a stone is not a movable object. It requires someone's help. So this is the difference between a living thing and a non-living thing. A sparrow is a living thing, whereas a stone is a non-living thing. Now things in our environment are of two types. That is, first one living thing and the other is non-living things. The living things are further classified into two types. The first is plants and the other is animals. Animals have their babies, as you can see in the picture, and seedling grows from seeds. The seedling then grow into plants. This tells us that plants are living things. Plants too move. For example, when a bird blossoms into a flower, its petals open. But the movements of the plants are not so easily seen. Plants also need food in the form of manure or fertilizers so that they can produce more and more trees. Of course, plants does not move from place to place. Now see the pictures of zebra. They are moving here and there. But the plants do not move from place to place. They stuck their root under the ground. This is the reason why the plant does not move. This is the big difference between a plant and the animals. See these pictures carefully, observe it. Now classify the things in two types, that is living thing and non-living thing. And in living thing, just click on your mind whether it is a plant or an animal. Okay, now I have classified the pictures that you have seen earlier in two types, that is living things and non-living thing. The boy, the butterfly, the plant, the dog and the flowers, this all are living thing. And books, this bag, this globe, this pencil box, all these are non-living things. I hope you got the difference between a living thing and a non-living. Now the question comes, the things we get from plants, are these things living thing or not? the chair, the fruits, vegetable, the birds, the cotton, or the pencil or books. Of course, they are non-living thing as they cannot be moved. Air and water are two important parts of our environment. Every living thing needs them. Even we as a human being who are a part of an environment get many things from the environment. Our teddies which are made of cottons which we get from environment, our pencil, books that also from wood, again environment, fruits, vegetables, even the egg, fish, milk, whatever we get that is from the environment. Now the animals like vulture, they eat the flesh of other animals and thus clean the environment. And even the plants get fertile due to the remains or decay of dead animals which make them fertile. The soil get fertile. So the living things brings about changes in the non-living too. And thus everything in the environment helps each other in one or other way. Do you know, children, the sheep which eats shrubs, the seed of some shrubs gets stuck into the skin and wherever they move, it falls in the ground and another shrubs grow from it. Thus, the sheep help the shrubs and the shrubs give food to sheep. Thus, every part in the environment help each other. It's so interesting, na? So, children, we use each and every part of our environment. So, it is our duty to save each and every aspect of our environment. The very first thing that you can save is the water. Do not waste the water, save the trees, and help the environment. Thank you. I hope you like this lesson. So, please like the video.